Hey everyone, this is Daniela Swickrow.
I'm Rick Hollifield.
And we are the Hilton Head Life and the Beaufort Life with Charter One Realty. Today we have a really special guest, an awesome person, Virginia Rhodes, who is one half of the Sea Island staging family, and they are our preferred stagers. They do a lot of incredible work for us, including this beautiful space that we're sitting in now at 21 China Cockle Way, which, if you remember, was the last video that we did for you. So, Virginia, why don't you tell us a little bit about your company, Sea Island, and how you came to be in this part of the business?
I have been in interior design for over 20 years, and I realized that there was a need in our area for more stagers, people that could really get a property ready to be put on the market, to show it in its best light, and to get the most money and the fastest sale of the property for the client. So I kind of springboarded from design into staging.
Mm-hmm. Well, we know, of course, in our line of work, there are stagers and then there are stagers. And so tell us a little bit about the importance of staging. Why would a client, someone who, for example, as we're sitting in now, who's selling their home, why would they stage, and at what point would they stage?
Great question, because the first thing is always stage prior to listing. Mm-hmm. Most of the people in today's market shop online before anything else, and it's the first impression that grabs them and gets them to come and look at the house. So I always advise staging before listing. Mm-hmm. The reason you would want to stage it is that this property in particular would have been seen empty, and it would not have helped people see the scale and the intimacy of this particular home. Mm-hmm. It transforms people. You can immediately see yourself in the space rather than trying to spend the first couple of minutes imagining, where would I put the sofa? Mm-hmm. What would I do here? It opens all that up for them so that they can place themselves in the home and decide that it is their home or their future home.
Exactly. So you just mentioned something that I picked up on a little bit, and that was, you said, where can I put the sofa? Most people, when they think the sofa, they're thinking their sofa. So this also helps, I think, get people out of, maybe, for example, in our market, we are in a warm coastal climate. We have a lot of people who relocate from the north. Northern furniture and southern furniture are two very different things. The color palettes are different. The materials are different. Everything. It's lighter and darker. It's, cooler and warmer. They're just totally opposite ends of the spectrum, especially when you have those sort of heavier wooden pieces from up north. And you look around in this house and everything is linen and canvas and light and bright. So talk to us a little bit about personal furnishings and how that feeds into staging. So for example, let's say this house wasn't empty when we came in, right? And our suggestion is still to stage. What does that mean to the client? And how do you present that to someone who says basically, what's wrong with my stuff?
And we get that question. And that's a very valid question. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with your stuff at all. And if I were coming in with my designer hat on, I would incorporate your feeling, your things, your personal items that are treasures to you, and make the house even better, but more you. Mm-hmm. But when you stage, it's the exact opposite, because you can intimidate someone if they walk in and they think, gosh, this person must be fantastic. I love all their stuff. Right. Or it's not quite me, it's too formal. So we try to, with staging, completely neutralize, enhance, but show the house first, and our items, our furnishings separate or secondary. So I would say if we came in and say you had moved from another part of the country and you had pieces in this house that were dark, heavy, that fit your previous home but don't quite fit this area, that would mean that you're not going to show this house in its best light. And the goal for all of us as a team is to sell this house for you, and to sell it and have the dream is a bidding war and, multiple offers, and the ball to be in your court. So what I would do if it was furnished is explain to the seller that it would best behoove you to store your furnishings and move our pieces in that would fit the area and the home. better.
So how does that work? If somebody has a house full of furnishings, right? What do they do? You said store. Are we talking just get a storage space? And in that case, it almost seems like an ideal thing because then their stuff's already packed. That's half the battle. So in that way, it's a benefit, right?
110%. Always say we're just getting we're putting it in the universe that we're already going to sell this house so quickly that we need to get started packing up.
Right.
And so you get all of the things cleaned out that you need to do ahead of time. Then you pack up your items that are in storage. They can be in a storage facility that, like for instance, pods. I'm just using that as an one example. They take them and house them in Savannah, and then when you're ready to move, they move those pods to wherever you're going to. So it's already halfway there, and it makes the whole process of selling your home just one step easier. So it's kind of a win-win. And the other advantage is it's already separating you from the house, because even if it's your decision to sell, you're ready to move, you might be in love with the next home that you've already purchased to move into, there's still some sadness and some attachment, and it's breaking that bond a little bit at a time to the house by removing your things and seeing our pieces in it. It's not quite your house anymore.
So what are your thoughts?
You guys have staged various things for us, and we're very fortunate that we get to deal in homes like this, extraordinary homes. But we also have you go into homes that people live in. And I will say the feedback that we've received when you go in to meet with them, compliments of us asking you to go, is you're very kind and gentle with them, because you've touched on it is, after all, their things. And so you do a great job with that. But when we were interviewing other companies, we'd worked with stagers before, and you came to a very unique house, a very modern home that we have listed. And just before we were putting that online, you had a great confidence that you could do the house justice. And most everything in the house you purchased for that home. One of the questions that we often get is the furniture that's in the house that is staged, is that for sale? And so it goes with homes like this, very extraordinary homes, to more modern homes, to maybe a more basic home. So can a buyer buy the things that are in the house?
They definitely can. We just do not want our items to be the reason that you're coming in. We want you to buy the house first. We're here for the seller. But of course, because sometimes people want to just purchase these items and make it a little bit easier. So that is definitely for sale. It's just we're not the stagers that have price tags hanging on everything.
Right.
I think that distracts again from falling in love with the house, but you can definitely buy.
All right, great.
It almost gives it that sort of showroom feel,
Exactly.
where you're in the house to buy the furniture, as opposed to the other way around.
Exactly. And you're looking at it as a tour of homes and looking at furnishings and draperies and things like that. You're not here to see the house. The house isn't the star.
Exactly.
The house always has to be the star. And so that's why we don't do that. People have asked us to tag our pieces, and we just don't want to seem eager to sell them because we're eager to sell your home instead. But yes.
All right, good.
And of course, for the purposes of actually furnishing outside of staging, you have an entire section of your business that is design, yeah?
That is correct. That is correct. I do interior design work, and I do residential and commercial. So I have that other side of my business. But this is another wing, a fun wing. It's really been quite an adventure.
Well, we can say that Daniela has a great eye for design. I kind of lag behind miles away, but
You have your strengths.
maybe so. But the collaboration that happens with all of us about how to get the house finished to its final touch so that we get to reveal the home to the public. You guys do a really wonderful job interpreting our ideas or suggestions. Like, for instance, there's a lamp here behind us that was your suggestion that we have something taller. And I think you spent hours trying to find a really tall lamp to put back here.
And it's the perfect thing.
It really is.
The perfect thing.
And that's the thing. People wonder if we just pull from a warehouse. We don't. We go out and search. There's so many things. These pillows were made for, some of these pillows were actually made for this staging, and that lamp was purchased for this staging because the scale had to be right. And so we aren't just pulling from one place. And people also ask a lot often, where do you shop? And that sadly makes me admit that I have a shopping problem because I'm shopping all the time and I shop everywhere. And so I am literally looking all the time. And I think that's how it gets that layered feeling that sometimes it might come from an antique shop.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's a, you know, a major national retail shop. Sometimes it's online. It's everything.
It's how
Sure.
most people actually furnish their homes.
That's right.
It's authentic and it's organic. It's just a little faster than normal.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. And so if those of us viewing want to get in touch with you, how can we do that?
You can go online. We're Sea Island Staging, and you can also call us. My telephone number is 843-452-5290. But you can find us online at Sea Island Staging.
Perfect. Do you have a Facebook page?
We do, and it's Sea Island Staging.
Excellent.
There we
As a matter of
go.
fact, if you go to their Facebook page, you'll see a number of our projects there.
That's true.
We are delighted to have the partnership that we have with Sea Island Staging. And for those of you who follow our work and the properties that we have, a lot of that has been influenced by these ladies. So it's been a big help. Thank you very much.
You're a fabulous partner for us. We're thrilled to have you.
Well, thank you for working with us. We love working with you. We love the projects, and it's been fun, and it's been an adventure, and we want it to continue.
Well, thank you.
Guys, we're coming to you from 21 Chinacockle Way in Hilton Head Plantation. This home specifically is on the market, so visit 21chinacockle.com for details on that. And of course, you can always get in touch with us, thehiltonheadlife.com, or partners at thehiltonheadlife.com.
Thank you very much.
See you next time.